Hello. Thanks for calling Low Value Mail.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. This is Taylor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Taylor. How's it going?
I'm good. Doing good, man. This is Taylor DeWitt in Texas. I've got a couple of notes on the conspiracy you were talking about with the COVID, losing the sense of smell.
Sure. Let's hear it.
So I actually lost my sense of smell to a concussion when I was 10 years old, like 25 years ago.
For life?
And I can tell you, yeah. So when you get a concussion in the back of the head, there's like a small percentage of chance that you lose your sense of smell temporarily, and there's an even smaller percentage chance that it never comes back. So
Interesting.
I've never
Taylor,
smelled
by the way,
anything.
Taylor, sorry to cut you off. Are you on a speakerphone or something? It's like a little bassy in your voice
No,
or headphones or anything?
no, I'm not.
Okay. Don't worry about it then. I'm just going
Okay.
to adjust your levels a little bit. But so what is life like with no sense of smell?
It's honestly if of senses to lose, it's the best one to lose
I
because
would imagine that. Yeah.
I didn't realize I had lost it for almost 6 months. One day, my mom made cinnamon rolls, and my chubby little ass would normally come running out into the kitchen. And she came back in my bedroom like, "Hey, do you want a cinnamon roll?" And I was like, "Oh, you made cinnamon rolls?" And she goes, "Yeah, the whole house smells like cinnamon rolls." Like, I don't smell anything. And so we went to the doctor, and they gave me like a bunch of zinc tablets and stuff. They tried a couple of things, and they said, "Look, if we had figured it out right away, we might have been able to do something, but at this point, it's just probably never going to come back."
And so how does that affect your taste of food? Like you can obviously still
Well,
taste food.
so that's what I was going to say is, he was saying that the one guy who called in said he couldn't taste peppercorn. So you can still taste that your taste buds are, the bitter, salty, sweet, spicy,
Yeah.
those basic flavors. And then the aroma is all the nuances in between those. So things taste very similar to me.
Doll.
Um,
Can I
but,
ask,
but
you're how old? 35?
yeah,
Are you overweight?
no, I was like 265 at one point,
Okay.
a couple of years back, and I started dieting. I did carnivore, I did intermittent fasting stuff, and I'm about 175 right
Oh,
now, and I've
nice.
been working out for
Nice.
like 2 years.
Good for you. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, is there some sort of correlation where if you have like are people who don't have a sense of smell, like are they more likely to be just like healthy weight because they don't, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like just because they
Oh,
don't.
because so that was one of the ways I dieted was I meal prepped, and I just made like super bland chicken with rice and broccoli, like bodybuilder
Right.
basic
But what I
meals.
was wondering
And
is everything bland to you?
yeah. I mean, because everything's pretty similar, so like I can eat that and just throw a little hot sauce on it, and like that's the most flavorful thing I could possibly eat. So I just eat. Besides that, it's sweet stuff like sugar. Like every Jolly Rancher flavor tastes the same, but they still taste really good.
Yeah, it's almost like a color blindness, but for smells.
Right,
You're like smell blind.
right. And so that's why I was like, if you can't taste something very specific when you lose your sense of smell like that, I would argue it's more like your sense of taste is being affected as well, not just your sense of smell.
Gotcha. And so what did this have to do with we kind of got off topic here, but a little bit, but with the
Well, no, so I was
conspiracy.
just thinking that was so I was going to say that was an interesting point on your conspiracy from the no smelling thing on that. I thought it was funny that as far as people believing the flat Earth, actually the very first time I heard that wasn't even online. I had a barber named Blackbeard, who's unfortunately now in prison for murder. But anyways, he like
Is
was
that
cutting my
unfortunate?
hair. Well, he was a really good barber. um,
Good barber, shitty murderer.
Yeah, well, it was his
Or
stepdad who, like, he caught him like beating his mom or something, and
oh
he just
no, he's like one of the good murder stories.
yeah. So
Oh, that's a
so he was
bummer.
actually out on like parole, and then he broke parole.
Oh fuck, that
Um,
sucks.
yeah. So yeah, he was good barber. But anyway, he was like the first one, and like I remember cutting my hair, and like, he was talking to me about it for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, what are you? And I thought he was joking, and that's when I went and looked into it. I was like, oh my god, these people are serious.
Oh fuck.
But the conspiracy I wanted to tell you about was just the whole college system to me is a scam.
Oh, for sure. It's
Well,
totally.
obviously everybody knows about like the federal loans and stuff like that, but more so like okay, so academic papers to
Yeah.
be published. There's a big company, I think it's like Sable or something, so a crazy thing about that company is it was founded by Robert Maxwell,
Like
who you
Ghislaine
may know
Maxwell's father.
father.
Yeah.
So
So
like
Robert Maxwell
way
founded this academic paper company, which what are they,
that
like a research
reviews,
firm?
well, so they like review and decide like which research study or which papers get published. And it's not even like research studies; it's like academic white papers.
Okay.
Um, and so like I just think the whole world of that, like, because he wound up being a politician. He was a PM in the UK too.
Yeah, and wasn't he, don't they say
And
he's like
so
a Mossad agent and stuff?
yeah, so I mean, between the American system of colleges and all this money, I think it's way more than that. I think it's like a huge, just I mean, you can't say global, but Western, just college, just cabal almost.
I mean,
That is
college, having come from Canada, college is way more of a scam in America, specifically because one, it costs so much more money here, but then also because
right.
your debt doesn't discharge in bankruptcy. So you're like, it could technically follows you for your whole life.
Yeah, no, that's a horrible thing. It was funny. Uh, I, my wife had a way to get her student loan debt paid off in the thing, and then obviously they've canceled that. And so it's really funny because she had paid off her student loans. I had told her like while it was 0%, I was like, pay them off because we weren't married forever. And I convinced her to pay them off, and then they do that, and they actually let her refund all of the payments up until or that came after the freeze point, like July of 2020 or something.
Yeah.
And so she got like a huge amount refunded back to her, and then we were going to try to get that applied for, and now it's paused, which personally I'm for, but we'll see how that goes.
Interesting. Okay. Well, all right. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Bye.